So nowadays, social media is the main way all, or if not most, brands do their marketing. And it's pretty effective. The thing is, everybody's marketing their products basically the exact same way, and that's a problem. Today, I'm going to tell you guys how you actually should be marketing your product on social media and get the most out of it. Because really, most brands are not utilizing social media to its fullest capacity. So I'm going to tell you how you can. So let's discuss. Next, here on Making the Brand. What's up, everybody? Rob Norman here from Planet Brooklyn Academy, and this is Making the Brand, a series where I give you a little insight and knowledge on how to start a clothing brand, and if you already have one, how to make it better. As always, please hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with everything I drop when it drops. So social media, how everybody's marketing their products. So as I said at the intro of the video, everybody uses social media pretty much the same way. When you go on social media, looking at your favorite brands, normally you'll see them post an ad and you'll scroll past it. And then if you go from Instagram to, say, TikTok, you'll see that same ad again. And then if you go on to Twitter or X, you'll see that same ad again. And it's an effective way of marketing because, again, you keep reaffirming your product in the consumer's mind by showing it across all the platforms. The thing is, every platform is not made the same. Each one is different. It has a different way of getting content across to the consumer. So the problem is that same content that you're running across all platforms eventually gets tired. So when it comes to the next day and you're on Instagram and you see that ad, what do you normally do? You just scroll past it because you saw it yesterday. And there's no need for you to look at it. And if you've already seen it on Instagram and now you're on X and you see it, you scroll past it. You already looked at it. You saw it 5 times yesterday. It's nothing new. Why am I going to look at it on Threads or Twitter or X? Why am I going to look at it on there if I already saw it on Instagram? What is the better way to actually get your product across and not get people tired of seeing it? So let's look at this kind of theory. Look at your brand as a television network. And let's just look at television networks setup. So if you take ABC, NBC, CBS, any one of those networks, look at them as, the network. And under CBS, you have your shows. Now let's take a day of the week, let's say Wednesday. You have shows that come on from 8 to 9, and then you have shows from 9 to 10, and then 10 to 11. The shows that come on from 8 to 9 may be for a younger demographic. Sometimes it's for younger kids in the house because they're going to bed by 9 o'clock. So they have shows on for them at that time. Now 9 to 10, you're going to have an older, more mature show on there that may be for an older adult that is not a kid, but a little bit older. And then your 10 to 11 is the parents' time that they watch a lot of the shows right before the news. So you have 3 different time slots, which have 3 different type of customers. Do you think that the same ads run across all 3 of those? Yes and no. Certain products that are sold that can reach all of those markets will be ran across all those time slots. But certain ones that are geared towards the younger kid will only run that commercial spot between 7 and 8. The one that is more geared towards an adult will run between the 10 and 11 time slot. So you see that the products are ran at different times to meet the consumer's eye. Now, let's step back away from the idea of the network and resituate this and replace the network with your brand. So your brand is now CBS. You're the network, your brand. And under your brand, you have the 5 major social media platforms. So you have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter or X, whichever one you want to call it, Facebook, and YouTube. So we're going with those 5. If you set up your company and your marketing as a network, you're going to run different product on different platforms. See, this is where brands go wrong. So as I said at the beginning, most of these brands run one bit of content across all the platforms. Shouldn't do that because every customer isn't the same. The person who watches TikTok may not be the same person who's on Facebook. Facebook is an older consumer. Facebook is the first of the platforms for social media, so it has the oldest demographic. But TikTok is fairly new, so it has a younger demographic. Those two do not watch the same things. Yes, you will get people on Facebook that will look at TikTok, but a lot of the kids on TikTok aren't on Facebook, at least not as much as the people who are older. So you have two different groups of people. Instagram, you have more of a mix there. And then Twitter and X is a little bit different because of the controversy that went on with Elon Musk taking over, and so some people left. And so you're getting a hodgepodge of people on that platform. But again, they're not all consistently the same people. So what you should be doing is, let's start with Instagram. Instagram should be your main starting point. This is what everything is about, imagery on here. So you're going to show your product on here. You're going to just talk about your product, show your product. Now, let's go from there and let's go over to, say, Facebook. Now, Facebook, as I said, is an older demographic, but what you want to do with your Facebook is, don't make your Facebook about, say, just your product. Make Facebook more about actually what the brand is into. So if you're an athleisure brand, make your Facebook about, we're going to tell you where special events are going on for athletics. If there are yoga classes or things like that going on, if that's all the type of things your athleisure brand is catered towards, you're going to talk about where these events are happening just on your Facebook page. Make that a destination site. Now, as is a destination site, you're still going to run some of those images that you're running on Instagram. You're going to run it in between these posts that you're going to do on Facebook, talking about these locations. Because again, you want people to come to Facebook to look for places to go for yoga or athletic events. You want them to come to your page on there for that. Instagram, they're going to look at imagery of your product. And on Instagram, you also have stories, but we're going to come back to stories in a minute. But on Facebook, that's what you're going to use it for. Now, let's jump over to your TikTok. TikTok, you have a little bit more fun with. So maybe TikTok is more about you doing fun things, maybe TikTok dances or things that are related to your brand. Again, if it is an athleisure brand, I'm using that as an example. If you're doing an athleisure brand, maybe that's somewhere in there that you're now also talking about, hey, today's workout tip is this, and you're doing it in the clothing. You're showing that. But you can also sell product on TikTok. So now you're advertising in between your TikTok videos. You can show the same ad that you're running on Instagram and Facebook, you can now run on TikTok. So now you have this imagery. Now let's jump over to X or Twitter. This one you can run a little bit differently. Here you're only telling people what you have as far as new drops. Maybe you want to give people information about where they can get product made, using sustainable fabrics that you use for your brand. Maybe you want to give them a little bit of information on that. But mostly what I would do here is say, give people updates of when your special line is going to drop. People can always find out when they're going to drop, so coming early on your Twitter page or X, they can find out there. You can also put discounts on there, saying that if you're following us here on X, you can get discounts for this new product dropping, at midnight. You can use this code here, and now you'll get a 15-20% discount on it. Everybody else who's looking at this on Instagram is not going to know about the discounts. But when people start to find out that, we drop discounts on our X platform, people now are going to go over there and start following you. And at the same time, you're running ads on that. So your posts are coming up about your clothing, but you're also showing that on there. Now, let's go to YouTube. YouTube is more content built. So now you're actually creating content. So what content are you creating on there? Maybe you're doing something like what I'm doing. You're making a video about how to create a brand. So you may be talking about how your brand is built. Maybe you want to show the behind the scenes, how you work in the factories, how you create your fabrics, or how stuff is sewn. You want to show that. Now, remember before when I said we'll go back to stories and Instagram? What you'll do is with your YouTube videos, you'll cut them down and put them in your stories to say, hey, this is what we have on YouTube. If you want to see the full story, go follow us on YouTube. So people will go back to the link and watch your YouTube channel for that full content. And on YouTube, you can sell product as well. So now you've become a full ecosystem of your brand where people are jumping around to each one of your platforms to see what's going on. Not just being on one saying like, I know what they already have on all the other ones. They're just running the same thing on Instagram across all the other 4 platforms. No, each platform has something special on it This is what a network does. Each night, there's special shows that come on. There are things that come on at different times, but certain commercials run across all the platforms. Again, that's how a network works. You should run your brand when it comes to marketing like a network. So each one of your platforms, you do something different on it, but yet it all ties into a bigger picture. Your ads are consistent across them, but each one, someone has to go to that one for a reason. That's why it's called social media. It is media that you're being social about, not just having something that you just flip through and it's just across all boards. Now again, to do what I just said to you guys does take some time because it's a lot of manpower to be able to create all this content, but you don't have to go across all 5 platforms. Maybe you just want to start off with your Instagram and X. Like I said, use X to tell people about when you have discounts, special drops. You know, if you're telling people on Instagram that your new line is coming out, you know, on Friday, you can tell people on X, hey, at midnight, if you come on for the first hour from 12 to 1, if you sign up and use this code, you get a 20% discount. So everybody else who gets it on Friday is going to pay full amount, but people who are in the know on your X account know to follow you on there about these discounts. So again, you can just start off with those 2 and do that and then build into the other ones. So something to think about. You know, for those of you who've been following my channel for a long time, you know I give you these gems and you can use this because those who aren't following me won't know to do this. So they're all just following the typical run a Facebook ad, it runs across all the platforms, and that's what they're doing. And that works. But again, if you want to get the most out of your platform, you should be doing it this way. Run it like a network. All right? So I hope that was helpful. As you can see, I'm back doing more videos again. So I'm hoping you're enjoying this. I'll be dropping new videos basically every Monday for the foreseeable future. So look for them on Monday. And again, if you haven't picked up my book yet, pick up the book, Making the Brand, titled the same as this series. I wrote this book to be the blueprint to show you how to construct a foundational brand. Again, a lot of people online, on social media and on YouTube content, they talk about how to start a clothing line, but they're not giving you the fundamentals of how to do it. Mine is not talking about how to design t-shirts or anything like that. This is just fundamental building blocks to creating a brand. So it doesn't matter if you're doing clothing or jewelry, this still applies. I'm showing you how to create everything from understanding your target market to building it all the way up to understanding the structure to marketing, like I just gave you today, how to market your product. So again, I'll leave the link below in the description for you to get the book. And until the next episode, I will catch you guys later. Peace.